Take good care of your soils and your soils will take good care of your plants. Most beginner farmers believe that soil is just soil. You just need to add fertilizers and then you'll get the produce you desire. Of course, through this misguided thought, even with applying right fertilizers, many farmers don't seem to get the harvest they desire. They keep on producing way beyond what their land is supposed to give them as their harvest, because the reality is adding fertilizer alone does not solve most of the soil issues. So the truth is that soil is a living ecosystem. What do I mean by that? It comprises of different factors that are working together to make sure the soil performs its function. Soil consists of living organisms, fungi, bacteria, nematodes, earthworms, insects. Soil also consists of organic matter, soil consists of air, soil consists of water and mineral particles. These are working together to make sure soil performs its function sustainably. I'm not going to share about the different uses of each particle, of each factor in the ecosystem in this video, but you can go and look up their uses, because I believe that all the technical information is there on the internet. So each part of the ecosystem plays a distinctive role in improving the overall soil health, how the soil are supposed to give you the results it's supposed to give you, and each plant plays its unique responsibility to make sure the soil performs its functions, supporting the plant life. So whatever is done to the soil, then to give you your desired harvest must be able to maintain the ecosystem. Otherwise, you'll keep making the different losses. Because the truth is that your crops are a total representation of what you feed your soils with and how you take care of the soils to maintain the stable and sustainable ecosystem. So without deliberately working on that, your soils will continuously disappoint you and you will not get the desired harvests that you want. So good soil health is the ability of your soil ecosystem to support plant life, giving you the desired harvest that you want. So before you think of putting your vegetables in the ground, please consider these 5 soil health secrets that will help you get the desired results. So number 1, plant nutrition versus plant fertilization. Let me define the two. This definition I got it from East West Seed Company. It says plant nutrition, these are the elements or nutrients needed by the plants to perform their function, while plant fertilization is the application of these nutrients that are needed by the plant into the soil so that it can access them. So that's the difference between fertilization and nutrition. It's the first secret I'm sharing about. Nutrition is just what the nutrients that the plant needs to be able to perform its function. Then fertilization is to apply those nutrients into the soil so that the plant can access those nutrients. So you're probably wondering, how do I know which type of fertilizers are needed by my crop at this stage or that stage, or which fertilizers are needed for my crop to give me the harvest that is desired? Let me tell you this. What if it were possible for you to know the fertilizer that you need to apply at different stages of your crop? Wouldn't this do you wonders? So, because my way of applying this that has yielded me results is knowing which nutrients are most important for the different critical stages of a crop growth. Applying an excess or an undesired element in the fertilizer at the wrong stage can cost you by the great losses if you did not know that. So it's not just about applying fertilizers. You need to know which stage of the fertilizer, which stage of the crop that you're applying the fertilizer. For example, growing tomatoes, when you're growing tomatoes, when you continuously apply nitrogen fertilizers such as urea throughout the growing stages of the crop, from start to finish, you'll have big, nice, green-looking leaves and stems, but in the end you'll have no fruit, or you have very little fruit, because you applied nitrogen continuously throughout the growing season. You applied urea throughout the growing seasons, and you didn't know that the crop has different stages and different elements are needed at different stages. So the nitrogen will just only support growing of green leaves. So what should you do? The real essence of fertilization is to avail nutrients in the soil the plants need at the right time. So that's why I said nutrition versus fertilization. Fertilization applies the elements that the plants need at that very point in time, so that it's able to perform its function the way it's supposed to perform. So the first thing is you need to understand the different critical stages that the plant goes through to grow from seed to maturity. And there are 3 different distinctive stages every plant goes through. The first is the vegetative stage. This is where when the stems and roots and leaves develop. Then the flowering stage. This is when flowers starts to come out. Then the fruiting stage. This is when the fruits start to mature or develop to maturity until you get the harvest that you desire. So now the important critical stages to you depend on which part of the plant is of economic value to you. If you're growing cabbages, for cabbages it is the heads. So we'll need to apply fertilizers that help us come up with those heads. So if a wrong fertilizer is applied at the stage when it's supposed to be forming heads, you will not have the head formed, or the head will delay to form. That's why some people have grown cabbages and the heads have taken long to form up. For tomatoes, if you grow tomatoes, it's now the fruiting stage. Your fruiting stage is your more economic part that you need. So if a wrong fertilizer is applied at the fruiting stage, you will not have the amount and the quality of the fruit that you desire for the market. So the other thing to consider which nutrients are needed in the fertilizer for that specific stage. So once you know firstly the stages, know which nutrients are important at that stage. So the great thing you can do here is, first of all, you need to map out every single stage involved in the vegetable crop that you're growing, and then in each stage just know which nutrients are very, very important. So when you're applying maybe a foliar fertilizer, you know which nutrient is important at that different stage that you're applying it. So number 2 soil health secret that you need to know is nutrient deficiency, because most farmers struggle with the relevance of soil testing. To them, this is an activity that is just a wastage of time and money. So after all, even without even doing soil testing, most farmers are able to get their harvests as they desire. Just like every farmer every farmer does it. Without even soil testing, they're able to get the results that they want. So not knowing your soils can cost you on both sides, because you're either going to underutilize your land potential, or you're going to be at the risk of overexploiting your land because you don't know what kind of soil they're dealing with. So you grow season in and then you go season out, then you start to realize that your soils are not giving the harvest you want, and then you start to blame God. You say perhaps maybe this is what God has decided to give us this season. You start to blame it on the fertilizers, saying that your continuous use of them has not really giving the harvest that you desire, and then you start to look for other options. You see, ignorance by the costs a lot. When you don't know something, it will cost you a lot, cost you to spend more money because you did not know. Because if you're seriously going to produce on a very large scale, I encourage you to do soil tests. Know what kind of soils you're dealing with before you start to grow, most especially if you're doing commercial farming, you're going to grow on a large scale. Because when you know your soils, you make informed decisions about your fertilization, because with the knowledge of the potential, if you know the potential of your land, you don't under overspend on fertilization. People who overspend on fertilization are people who don't know the potential of what their land is supposed to give them, and that's why we need to do a soil test. So the soil tests they also give you the potential. If you've done soil testing by the before and you see soil analysis report, it gives you the potential of what your land can produce. So when you're producing and you're not producing way less than what is stipulated in the soil test, because sometimes you apply too much fertilizer, yet your land is sufficient enough to support growth of your crops. So needing only a little of just supplement. So you need to make informed decisions. So in the end, you want to have a control over your costs. So because the primary goal you started the venture is to make money, and so if your costs are not really managed very well, you will not continuously make losses, and you'll not make the profits that you desire, and you start to hate your vegetable gardening experience. So invest in soil testing activities at least once a year. Know the kind of soils you're dealing with. The future and success of agriculture is for those that are deliberate about every activity that happens in their garden. It's not just about planting. You need to be deliberate how you plant, what you're planting, why you're planting, the way you're planting. So please go and visit an agricultural service center and please make sure your soils are tested. You can check one of my videos. I share how to do a soil sampling very, very well. I'll share the video in the description below, so you can reach out to them, and they also help you interpret the results and help you make informed decisions, so you know the nature of the soil you're doing. You're not over fertilizing the soil, you're not under fertilizing the soil. Just know you are at least have an ideal picture of what is required of your soils. So the other soil secret that most farmers don't know is organic manure versus inorganic manure. Most beginner farmers don't know the right blend of both organic and inorganic fertilizers, or usually some have a bias between the two, and some are focused towards one side as the best fertilizer option and have negated the others. Usually the greatest, of course, percentage of the people of farmers have sided with the organic matter side. They have the perceptions about inorganic fertilizers that is really costing them lots and lots. Most of them believe that when you add inorganic matters, the inorganic fertilizers, they spoil the soil, they burn the crops, they make food poisonous. That's what some people believe also. Some believe that once you start to use inorganic fertilizers, you become so addicted to them that you don't want to stop using them. Okay, the truth is that these fertilizers can have harmful effects to the soil if they're not rightly used. But if you get to know how to blend inorganic fertilizers and organic fertilizers, you will have tremendous results in your garden. This I promise you. Just a little definition between maybe someone is asking what are organic fertilizers, what are inorganic fertilizers. Organic fertilizers are made from natural plant or animal based materials. When we decompose them, they can examples are compost, others are manure, bone meal, crop residues. When you go and harvest, and those crop residues, you keep them and decompose them. So that is all organic manure, poultry droppings, and many more. And many more. So inorganic fertilizers are fertilizers manufactured through industrial processes, containing concentrated specific nutrients. They have specific portions of nutrients concentrated in them. For example, urea, ammonium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, muriate of potash, NPK blends, and very many more. So that's the difference between inorganic fertilizers. So my recommended ratio for farmers that cannot afford soil testing activities is to use 80% organic manure in your garden and 20% inorganic fertilizers. Why do I say that? This solves not only nutrient issues but also improves soil health. There are farmers that opt for purely organic fertilizers only in their garden, and that's really okay, though the right blend can give you the best out of your garden. The relevance of both the soil and the relevance of both inorganic fertilizers and organic fertilizers to the soil and crops necessitates you using them together. So because inorganic fertilizers provide nutrients to the crops readily when the crop needs them. Remember, I talked about different stages. You need to provide nutrients when the crop needs them. This is what inorganic fertilizers do, because for them they are readily available. They solve the challenge organic fertilizers cannot do, because for organic fertilizers, for them, they slowly release nutrients into the soil over time, and this may not be good for your crop, most especially when it's at its critical stages of development, such as flowering or fruiting, and it needs this nutrient. So you need to make sure you do the right thing. So the organic fertilizer has an advantage, of course, over the inorganic fertilizers, because for them, of course, they release nutrients slowly, but they don't only provide those nutrients in the soil, they also improve the soil health. They help improve the conditions needed by the crops to take in the fertilizer. Because I remember I told you, soil health means soil has a good condition for a good and stable and sustainable condition for plants to be able to survive or to support plant life. That is what really soil health is about. So the organic fertilizers, they restore factors, the soil pH, which is part of soil health. They restore structure of the soil. They improve the texture. There's also what they call cation extension capacity. That's why I said these things are very technical. Maybe if you need a deep breakdown of what each one means, that cation extension capacity, I can't be sharing cation extension capacity for a lay farmer to understand. I want to make these videos as understandable as possible to a lay farmer form. So if these conditions are not put in order, the other thing by the way I've forgotten, besides pH and all those things, also it provides, because I remember part of the things that are in the ecosystem are living organisms. So it provides also food for the living organisms to be able to survive. Because they also play an important part in improving soil health. They improve aeration in the soil, and also other factors like form of breakdown of soil. So the relevance of both inorganic and organic fertilizer is necessary for you to be able to work it out and improve your soils. So you need this blend. So I have written an article previously on how to make a fertilizer for your garden that will yield you the results. You can please get it in the description below, how to make a fertilizer sketch. So number 4 soil health secret that most farmers are skipping is fertilizer use efficiency. Because have you ever wondered even with using the best fertilizers, your crops are not giving you the harvest that you desire? You bought a good fertilizer, but it's not giving you, constantly applying it in the soil, but it's not really giving you the harvest that you desire. You've been recommended the fertilizer, sometimes in the market, as the best option to make sure you get the harvest that you desire, but it seems not to give you the results as promised. Let me tell you what you're not doing right in regards to that. Your crops are not using the fertilizer that you're giving it, or they're not using it efficiently. That's why it's another soil health secret: fertilizer use efficiency. Either your crop is not accessing the fertilizer, or it is not using it efficiently in the way it's supposed to be using it. And there are 4 things that you should consider for your plant to be able to access or use the fertilizer well in the way it's supposed to be using it efficiently, so that it gives you the desired results it's supposed to be having in your garden. So number 1 is the right source. Use the correct type of fertilizer in your garden that supplies the need at that point in time. Like I remember I said, you need to know the different critical stages. So you need to know the right fertilizers. If you're going to apply urea, when is urea supposed to be applied? If you're going to apply NPK, when is NPK supposed to be applied? If you're going to apply MOP, muriate of potash, when is it supposed to be applied? So you need to get the right source that suits the stage that you want to apply it. If it's a foliar fertilizer, at what stage are you applying the foliar fertilizer? Foliar fertilizers are liquid fertilizers. No, foliar fertilizers are usually they're applied in liquid form, but they didn't give you the right definitions. They're applied in liquid form on the leaves. When they say foliar, it means foliage. Foliage means leaves. So they applied directly on the leaves, usually in liquid form. So the other thing about fertilizer use efficiency is the right rate. Make sure you are applying the correct amount of fertilizer based on either soil test on what the crop needs, or on what is indicated on the packaging material of the fertilizer that you're applying. If they say apply 5 grams per plant, don't apply 50 grams per plant, or apply 1 gram per plant. You cause problems in your garden. You will under fertilize or over fertilize, and you don't want to make such mistakes. So the other thing is the right time. Make sure you're applying the fertilizer at the right time when the crop needs it. Of course, this works hand in hand with the right source. Once you know what the plant needs at this time, you go and get the right source. That is very important. I said like the different critical stages of the plant. You need to know whether the plant is at flowering, the plant is at vegetative stage, or it's at fruiting, so that you apply the right fertilizer at the right time. The other thing is the right place. Most people are just broadcasting. they have fertilizers, just for fertilizers in the garden, and the plants are not using the fertilizers very well. You're spending. That's why you're spending a lot of fertilizer, and you have to be supposed to do that. So place the fertilizer where roots can access it easily. It's usually recommended that you apply at least the fertilizer. If you're top dressing around, if you're doing maybe a ring top dress around the plant, you apply 2 centimeters away from the root zone, so that the plant can access it, and also the does not really burn the plant. So maybe dig a small ring around your vegetable 2 centimeters away, and then 4 to 3 inches under the ground, and then apply the fertilizer around, and then cover the ring so that you're not exposing the fertilizer to the sunlight, and also it's not close to the plant to burn the roots. So before you apply the fertilizer, or by one, please make sure you put these 4 factors into consideration. Otherwise, the plant will not use the fertilizer efficiently. Let's go to the last one. The last one is our integrated soil management. This is what I mean. The greatest challenge many farmers face is that they don't know how to maintain the soils over long periods of time so that they can still get the harvest they want, to keep to keep supplying the overly demanding markets. Remember, you're producing not for one season but for very many seasons. You need to know how to manage your soils in a way that is sustainable, in a way that helps you produce over long periods of time, because you're probably wondering what you can do to solve such an issue in your garden that helps you to keep your soils healthy and sustainable. So you desire to stay in production. If you desire to stay in production and you want to rest your land, of course, for some times, and then come back and really not lose out in the market. But perhaps your customer base keeps on increasing, and you want to really maintain a continuous supply. And right now you don't have other suppliers to produce the vegetable that you are producing for you. Maybe you can sell to those markets that you are growing increasingly. But at some point, sometimes you want to rest your land, and sometimes you need to again plant more. You need to have the balance of you keeping your market. So what if there was a way out, on say establish a system that helps you make your soils maintain the stability over time for many seasons, such to produce continuously and not exhaust the soils, because there's a possibility that you can exhaust the soils when you produce on them over a long period of time. So what strategies do I need to apply so that I have at least an integrated management of my soils? So number 1, regularly add to compost, farm manure, green manure, and cover crops to improve your soil organic matter. So you need to first of all improve the soil organic matter, because stability and health of soil largely really depends on soil organic matter. That's how you solve the problem of poor organic matter management. You need to regularly add organic matter to your soils. Either do cover crops, or also maintain that, or compost, or farmyard manure, or green manure. So that your soils maintain a proper health over time. So when you're planting, make sure at least you have you're applying regularly organic matter sources. The other thing you need to work on is you need to have a balanced fertilization if you're talking about imbalanced fertilization, like I talked about, over applying nitrogen over a long period of time, because I shared a few things of that in first part of the video, that knowing the different critical stages can help you not over fertilize, because you need to have a nutrient plan that helps you apply these fertilizers in not one single go. You need to have a plan that helps you. Of course, you can ask someone that is an expert to help you with this, or you can just check out that article that I wrote about how to make a fertilizer schedule for your garden. I also have a video, by the way, on that for fertilizer schedule in your garden, so that you're making informed decisions. So first, make sure you're applying organic matter regularly in your gardens, whether at the start of planting. If you're done planting, make sure you leave at least the crop residues in the gardens, and maybe what it's called, have a tractor go through to, if you're doing a very large scale, have a tractor go through to mix up the the materials so that they dry up within the soil, so that they're recycled within the soil. I was looking for the word recycle, I was not getting it. Yeah, so we turn the crop residues into the soil. Don't just remove them off and dispose them off. So the other thing of preventing loss of nutrients also through leaching. I said like leaching is the loss of nutrients into the lower parts of the soil. You need to apply the fertilizers probably in split doses. If you know it's a rainy season, you can apply the fertilizers in split doses. Maybe for foliars, maybe make sure you spray over 2 weeks. I spray on my crops this week. If it's now during flowering, I can spray this week, then I wait after 7 days. I also spray another foliar, so that you're not losing the nutrients to rain or washing away the nutrients. Yeah, integrated pest management. So those are 5 soil health secrets that will help you be better than farmer, and will make informed decisions about your soil, because your crops are a total representation of what your soil gives you. So you don't make those mistakes. Otherwise, if you're struggling to start your vegetable garden, I have a beginner's guide in the description below. You can get it there to help you with the different activities that you need to master. Like I always say, agriculture is a skill to master, and you must know what to master. So I share different activities that are involved in vegetable gardening that you need to master, from seeds up to market. How do you find markets? How do you find the right seed for your crop? How do you what's the importance of soil? What's the importance of how you deal with soil? So those different things are there for a beginner. It's you can access it in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.